Ayan po ang diagram ni Colonel Acerto kung saan makikita na si Michael Yang kasama ang kanyang mga business partners, Mr. Alan Lim and Mr. Johnson Ko, ay tatlo sa critical na bahagi ng operasyon ng droga sa ating bansa. Ayon sa diagram, si Mr. Alan Lim ang local source. Si Mr. Yang ang taga-ayos ng importation side at si Mr. Ko ang distributor. Ipinapakita rin ng slide na ito kung gaano kakomplikado at organisado ang network. Ito po ay end-to-end, kompleto from supply to distribution na may kasamang na ring money laundering operations. Itong mga personalidad na ito ay pamilyar sa atin. Ilang beses na rin lumitaw ang pangalan nila sa Quadcom. Si Alan Lim ay kilalang asawa ni Rose Nono Lim. Si Michael Yang, economic advisor of former President Duterte. And itong si Johnson Ko naman is the person known to have financed and established the infamous Dumoy Laboratory. The incident concerning the Dumoy Laboratory is where Michael Yang, as it would appear, started to build his bones in the drug trade. Matatandaan natin na ang kwento sa Dumoy Laboratory ay nagsimula mula sa dalawang container vans na dumating sa Davao, which Michael Yang and a certain Panther received. Thereafter, pumunta sila sa isang warehouse na nire-rent ni Alan C. At this time, Michael Yang's involvement in dangerous drugs was just very small. His only task was to transport precursor materials necessary to create shabu. Ang role niya po niya noong circa 2004 ay ang i-transport ang precursors mula sa port to the laboratory. Ito ang napag-usapan natin sa Dumoy Raid. 6 na Chinese nationals ang namatay. Base sa raid, na-discover nila na si Alan C. at si Johnson Chua ay ang mga may-ari ng warehouses at laboratories na ni-raid. Mula po sa investigasyon natin dito sa Quadcom, nalaman po natin na hindi ma-account kung ano po ang nangyari sa mahigit 10 pang na-aresto ng mga Chinese sa raid na yon. Mahalaga po itong Dumoy raid na ito dahil ayon mismo kay former President Duterte in a recent interview, inubos daw niya ang mga sangkot dito. Later on in 2005, affiliates of Alan C. were arrested and warehouses rented by Johnson Chua were discovered in the provinces of Bukidnon and Cagayan de Oro. It seems that Johnson Chua did not learn its lesson from the tragic Dumoy incident because after 9 years or in 2013, may mga lumabas muli na report tungkol sa illegal activity ni Mr. Johnson Chua. And it was at this time when the close relationship of Michael Yang to then Mayor Rodrigo Duterte became public knowledge. From receiving shipments of precursors from the ports and transporting them, malayo na ang narating ni Michael Yang. He eventually managed to develop contacts in the Bureau of Customs and evolved into a facilitator of shipments of shabu. As mentioned, maagang nakita ni Colonel Acerto ang operation ng Michael Yang and Alan Lim. In fact, nireport niya ang mga findings na ito sa ilang matataas na opisyal ng gobyerno, including the then PNP chief and even to Malacanang. Ang malungkot po dito, walang nangyari sa mga reports na ito, nabaon sa limot hanggang naungkat muli dito sa Quad Committee. Bakit kaya ganon at parang hindi nilang pinansin ang isang report tungkol sa isang malaking drug lord? At this juncture, we wish to emphasize na itong si Michael Yang ay malalim ang pagkakatali sa Davao City. Isa sa kanyang kumpanya, DCLA Company Incorporated, operates the DCLA Plaza Shopping Mall na nireport din na may activities and transactions concerning illegal drugs. Huwag po nating kalimutan na sa pag-aaral ng Quadcom, DCLA also owns Paili Holdings Corporation, the holding company of Paili State, which constructed Clark Majestic World, where 2 Chinese nationals were arrested for kidnapping a Chinese and a Vietnamese national. Yan pong mga usapin na yan ay nakakabit naman sa Pogo. Si Asierto ang unang nagbanggit ng koneksyon ni Michael Yang. Pero imbis na umaksyon o mag-imbestiga pa na mas malalim, former President Duterte resorted to threatening the life of Colonel Asierto. Akala ko ba war on drugs tayo? Anong nangyari? The reports relayed to us by Colonel Asierto only support the participation of several high-ranking officials, including Senator Bato de la Rosa, Director General Aaron Aquino, Senator Bongo, Director General Wilkins Villanueva, and of course, Alan Lim, Michael Yang, Li Wenxiong, Johnson Chua, and Yan Yishu. Umabot po sa matataas na opisyal na ito ang report ni Colonel Asierto. Inuulit ko po, walang nangyari. Nariyan din po si Arturo Las Cañas, a self-confessed former original member and hitman of the Davao Death Squad and a retired police intelligence operative and investigator. Unang lumutang ang pangalan niya sa mga investigasyon noon sa Senado noong taong 2017. Una, sabi niya walang Davao Death Squad. Ngunit binago niya ang kanyang mga binitawang statements sa Senado at agarang itinuro si former President Duterte. Sa kanyang 186-page affidavit na nakita rin ng Quad Committee na kwento ni Las Cañas ang tungkol kay Mr. Duterte at mga taong lagi niyang kasama, whether it be about drugs or about kill orders. Nagtatandem po ang usapin ng droga at ang extrajudicial killings or EJK. Incidentally, in his affidavit, Las Cañas recounts the infamous Domoy Laboratory. Ibang tao ang nagsabi, ngunit pareho ang kwento nila. The most compelling point of the narration was the fact that Las Cañas and company supposedly received 500,000 pesos from former President Duterte himself after 11 Chinese nationals who were Shabu Laboratory chemists and workers were killed. Maaalala po natin na inamin din ni former President Duterte na inubos niya daw ang mga ito. Bakit kaya pinapatay ni former President Duterte ang laboratory chemist and workers na isang Shabu Laboratory? Is this not a story that just seems all too familiar? As early as 2004, former President Duterte had already been issuing kill orders to those involved in the drug trade. All for the purpose of what? Eliminating these people in the name of drugs or in the name of competition. Whatever the reason, patay pa rin po sila. Just like Colonel Asierto, Las Cañas also makes the connection between Michael Yang and the Domoy Laboratory. Las Cañas goes beyond the events that transpired during the raid of the Domoy Laboratory at pinapakita pa niya na si Michael Yang ang naging employer ng mga Chinese nationals working as chemists and workers in the laboratory. Las Cañas also mentions is certain Alan C., who was one of the Chinese nationals apprehended and later killed. Does this not sound familiar? This is just like the tale of two shipments, two separate yet parallel incidents tied together by the same personalities involved. Maaalala din natin na nabanggit ng isa pang resource person ang pangalan ni Michael Yang. Looks familiar. This web of connections among Michael Yang and his associates was presented by PDEA in one of our Quadcom meetings. Dito ay makikita natin ang connections ni Michael Yang with Alan Lin, Rose Nono Lin, Johnson Ko, Hong Jiang Yang, Eddie T. Yang, Willie Ong, all of whom have been the subject of our investigations before the Squad Committee, connected by corporations like Piley Holdings Corporation, Piley State Group Corporation, Golden Sun 999 Realty and Development Corporation, and more importantly, Empire 999 Realty Incorporated. Empire 999 Realty Corporation was discovered bago pa man lang binuo ang Quadcom. A corporation owning a warehouse in Mexico, Pampanga, where 560 kilos of shabu with an estimated cost of 3.6 billion pesos was discovered. The shabu entered the country through the port of Subic and was later on delivered to a warehouse owned by Empire 999. Madami at paulit-ulit na ang lumilitaw na koneksyon ni Michael Yang sa business ng droga. Pero nakapagtataka rin, sa gitna ng isang state policy called the War on Drugs, where thousands were killed, kahit sabi-sabi lang ang basis, wala pa rin nakakagalaw against Michael Yang. In contrast,